never light a cigar that way.
Yo, it's the Shadow Smokers Legion, fun, family, and smoke. Rockin' with Phoenix fresh rhymes, they stronger than no. About to break it off with the illest of crews, led by the man Tony Wang, making his vision come true. Now let me take you on a ride. We got love for cigars, from the east to the west, only the brightest of stars. I screen in the scene, little guy with the shop, shadow gazing around. You know it ain't gonna stop. Cigar mechanic don't panic when he's repping his brand. Cuavascarillo and more, smooth as sticks in the land. Hashimoto's around, jumping live in the chats. Asian orange and more, his button's famous and fat. Cigars, pipes, whiskey, coffee, and more. Turbo jetting around, Tim with the dopest of pours. What's that? Huh? One wheel and reviews? Martin in the house, sharing the latest smoke news. Need a pick-me-up? Get to Southeast US, Bob and Chief in the mix. You know they saying God bless. We got that journey, voyage, private blends for the crew. Celebrating with coins, repping that dope swag too. Now I'm about to sign off, you know it's time for that audit. Light up the group with my post, you know I'll rock it and sock it. But remember y'all, Legion, it lives with a passion. From a man in the shadows, ayo, the SoySauceAssassin. So cut it, light it, love the smoke from your region. After all we connect, it's through the power of Legion.
Hey guys, Tony the SoySauceAssassin. What a day. It's what, Wednesday? It's Wednesday and we don't have much going on today. So I figured today I'll use it for some relaxing talk. I mean, like just a few things, you know, talk about things and show you guys some stuff, make some announcement, that kind of stuff, right? So that kind of stuff. So let's go with this. So you can see I already started smoking. That's actually because I was testing out how much of an effect that my cigar experience will change had I started by drinking a sip of pickle juice. So I opened one of my jar of pickle and I just took a small sip. Not a shot. I mean, probably half a shot, like quarter of a shot. Just kind of sipped it in, and I got, you know, obviously a whole mouthful of sour pickle garlic taste. Right, I have that. Now, and I smoked for a little bit. Now, if I would be lying if I say I just taste pickle juice and it makes absolutely no difference to my drink. It did. I mean, my whole mouth tastes like sour pickle garlic. Okay, and obviously I cannot taste anything other than tobacco itself. Well, I think tobacco. So, but probably 2 or 3 minutes in, I can taste the cigar again. Is it still affected? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I would say yes. So, you know, we'll continue. We'll see how far that actually affects me, right? How far before I go, you know what, this is nasty. So, update. Let's go with event coins first. I already showed the picture today in both Facebook and Discord. But I don't think that does any justice to the color because that color is not what this color is like. So I'm trying to go, you know, do it now because the light around here is white and not yellow. So maybe it'll turn less gold when I show it to you guys. But you know, in case I forget, just let me say good evening to everybody. Today is kind of a light day. People have things to do. Matt has Matt's traveling and Tim's off doing stuff with family. So yeah, you gotta see much light, which I kind of prefer today because I get to do my usual talk. Do my usual talk. So here, let me show the coins. So let's see what color the coin shows over here. This is much better depiction of what the coin looks like because on the picture it looks gold, but this is more like pewter. This is more pewter. See how focused that will get. This is more pewter. Okay. This is actually a lot darker. See that? Than the picture I showed today. Alright. So it's like a pewter. it's a like a black dark nickel plating, very mirror like, because it actually just reflects whatever color I have around me. Literally, if I put this here, it would just look gold. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one, how it came out, because I think it's pretty cool that it has like a two-tone look to it. Hey Martin. So the next one is the black metal one, which literally is done in a different process. It's done in a different process. They don't tell me exactly what process it's made out of, but it's very, very, very dark. You see that? Very, very, very dark. Martin, yeah, pretty much, which is nice. I get back to my usual just talk kind of night. So let's do that. I'm totally okay with that. Listen to music and stuff. So this is how it looks like. Very, very dark. It like, you know, only certain angle will reflect, and the rest is just black, which I kind of like. So we talked about this before, how we gonna get these coins. If you get the event swag pack, this pewter one is included. All right, this pewter one is included in the event one, which you already see. Have our typical stuff, 2021 Legion me on it. On the back side it says Arizona. Okay, so I don't have a lot of these, so it's that kind of like a while supplies last kind of thing. Okay, while supplies last. Yeah, while supplies last. Okay, and definitely has even less of the black metal one. All right, I have even less the black metal one, because this is basically what I decided to do. Is if you buy a box of the Lost Blend, which is what we call the what's going to call the event cigar now, a box of the Lost Blend Shadow Smoke Legion member edition, which will only be offered to Shadow Smoke Legion members, this black one will be included in there while supplies last. I only have so many of these, so the first, who knows how many, probably 40, 50 people will be able to get that. I don't think we'll be selling that many boxes, so I didn't make a lot, but the box will have this included. All right, and that will complete, like, you know, if you wanted to collect both, that is, you know. But did it make that much of a difference for the both? No, I actually think this one's heavier. For some reason, the nickel plated one is lighter, and the black metal one is heavier. I wish I have a scale here I can weight it, because I feel like the black one's heavier. Obviously, the black one is not as heavy as the 3D one, but it's heavy. It feels like substance. I actually feel like there's something to it. It's heavy. Okay. How much for a box? I have no idea. I can't give you that price yet, because we don't even know how much that cigar is gonna cost us. We don't know how much all the additional stuff is gonna cost, like the decoration of the box, the stickers, the all that stuff, shipping. We don't know. All right, until that's figured out, then I won't even know. So I can't tell you. Because I don't know. All right. We'll most likely be able to figure it out by May or June. Okay. All right. So next thing is the long-awaited SoySauceAssassin sampler pack is available now in Little Guy Cigar Shop in the sampler section. So you can find that in the sampler section. There is only 20 units of that. There's only 20 of that. Okay, first come first serve. Only 20, because it comes with a free Alisan coffee bean, and they cost a lot. And then obviously we're not charging for it. It's just included in there. You just pay for the cigar pretty much. So it's there. If you want to try the Alisan coffee before you go off and buy actual bag of Alisan coffee or not, you can try this sampler. Now, if you say, well, I don't really need the cigars, I just want to try the Alexan coffee, then yeah, we will have those Alexan coffee on its own with Tim when he put that online. All right, because right now we just have, I give some of the sampler pack to Michael so that he doesn't, we don't have to go back and forth, send the beans to Tim send the bean to Michael, like just the shipping all around, it's gonna end up to you guys paying for it. So I just end up sending those coffee beans over pre-packed to him, just say use those as sampler so that people want to try them can try them. Okay, and we didn't charge anything for the coffee. Okay, coffee is just free to go with it. All right, so if you wanted to do that, it's available now. Like, it was actually available this afternoon, and we didn't feel like to mention it until now. All right, what is that post? Looks like Matt just posted. No, it's not. Joseph Gonzalez posted. So today I'm just smoking a notable from Davidoff. Try to get back to my groove of smoking Davidoff once in a while. I don't mind because I don't want my basement to smell like bad cigar or okay cigar today. I want to smell like notable today. Why? Because I actually ran out of filter. Now my regular filter unit that I have here, the filter is clogged, like completely gone. I didn't notice it, so I ordered it, but it won't get here until Friday. So I can't really use that filter, so I use my other spare one. Now my other spare one's ability to filter the smoke is not nearly as quick as that Dyson one. So now I don't have a lot of airflow. I was just like, you know what? Let me smoke something that I really absolutely love. So that's why I end up smoking this cigar too. Really nice. But I do want to light it up just a little bit more. Today the basement's still cold. It's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I have this fan help move the air over there, and then there is a filter at the end of this, try to capture it. Hopefully this will work because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Oh, look, Travis is on. Let's put him in the screen. There we go. Hey, Travis.
What's happening?
Boom. Not much. I just figured today feels a lot like my good old time where I just talk to the screen and then read the comments, which is kind of nice. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. So first I show everybody the event coin. I don't know if you're looking, but the event coins are completed. Let me show it to you then while you're there, since you didn't see it. So the one that's gotta go with the swag pack is this one, the pewter color one.
That looks good.
All right, it's both sides.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, and the next one is the black metal one, which will come with the first 40 box of the last blend event cigar.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Who's Noble House? Oh, here we go.
That is sweet.
Let me switch accounts, Tom.
All right, so here we go.
Yeah, those are nice.
It's super dark. It almost
I
feels.
like that though. I think it looks good.
It almost feels like a solid poker chip from a distance because it's really dark. So I have those going on, and and the next thing I want to talk about is we had because I watched Martin Maya's review recently, and then obviously now Brendan Cigar McKenna had a little issue of him drinking Dr. Pepper and drinking Dr. Pepper and not research the cigar ahead of time. Evan, can you mute your microphone when you're not talking? So
it's like Dr. Pepper affects the flavor of your cigars.
well, let me finish. I'm gonna get to that though. Let me get to that. Let me talk all the way about it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, Brendan is right. You know, everything that you drink affects your cigar, right? And just how much does that affect you? You know, everything that you drink affects cigar. But in the real world situation, we probably would smoke a cigar drinking something that's not soda water, or that's not water. In a real world situation. And today I literally drank a little bit of pickle juice before I came down and started smoking the cigar. And I can tell you, don't drink pickle juice. They taste pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sour and garlicky. They're not like that, but it only affected me for probably a minute.
Yeah.
Or two. So yeah, it makes sense for Brendan to say, you know, a lot of reviewer or what he said, so-called reviewers go through some cigars and then they give a negative review because that they had a bad experience while they're drinking something that might affect their experience. Right? So, ooh, look at that. So, he's right. I mean, yeah, drink will affect your experience. But if the drink affect your experience that much, to that point where you say you hated the cigar, isn't that still an accurate depiction? Like if you enjoy the drink,
differentiate
the flavor
the
drastically.
cigar from the flavor from whatever I'm drinking.
I mean, most people will be able to tell, you know, if a flavor is left over from a drink or a flavor is from a cigar, right? It can kind of tell. Either they work with each other or they really go against each other by a lot. And I feel like, you know, in terms of review, it doesn't have to be so in-depth to call review, right? My definition of review is very different than Brendan. And just put it out there, you know, I love Brendan to death, but I feel like it's interesting. That's why I talked about it today. Not try to pick on him or anything. But he says that, you know, an accurate review should come with, you know, water. You know, should have nothing that affects the taste of the cigar. But the review that we are watching is based, well, obviously, number one, everybody tastes different, right? So even whether or not it's with water, the reviewer is gonna taste different than the next reviewer. So
Yeah.
it's already not
yeah.
apples to apples because it's not science. It's not science. So whatever people is drinking wouldn't affect that particular review that much because here we go. Because that it shouldn't. It shouldn't because how I perceive something, I already know how Dr. Pepper tastes like, and you know if this cigar that I should enjoy doesn't taste good with what I enjoy to drink, shouldn't that mean that I can still say I don't enjoy this particular cigar, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't enjoy it without the pairing, then you're not going to enjoy it with it.
Right?
For
So,
sure.
Which brand are we talking about?
Brendan Wells, cigar mechanic,
Oh,
right? So, no,
well, I don't like any of the cigars, so.
well, that aside, that aside, because there are some people that just absolutely love cigar, and there are some people that just really pick up with their cigar, and there are some people that absolutely only likes a specific taste of a kind of cigar. Right?
Martine, you don't like cigars, period.
Yeah,
They
you're
all
right.
taste like crayon.
Martin, why are you smoking today?
I'm smoking
Oh, here we go.
a
Martina,
Patina, Connecticut.
do you enjoy that cigar?
Whoa,
What?
my dogs are fighting.
Do you enjoy that cigar?
I do.
Okay.
I like the Connecticut on this one.
Is that with or without the Dr. Pepper?
Without any Without the Dr. Pepper, yeah.
Well, would you enjoy it with Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, because I think that the Dr. Pepper gives it a little bit more sweetness.
Okay, so here we go. If you explain the flavor notes of a cigar, then it should be smoked like a cigar blender intended. Otherwise, it's a cigar pairing review, in my opinion. That's the thing. I don't even think that will be the right definition, right? Because the review is whether or not he like a cigar, not whether or not the cigar is in detail. Because if you want a cigar detail review, you will have to just go read like something like Half Wheel, like all the. Martin, can you mute?
Oh,
Because the dogs are fighting to death right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you watch those reviews, it's not because you want to know exactly what the flavor note is intended by the blender. Because the blender will have told you that when you bought the cigar. Right? It's listed on the description when you buy them. I taste, leather, cedar, butter, whatever, butter, chocolate, cocoa, whatever you want. It's listed there, right? If that's all you want to find out, it's there. True? Yeah? We agree with that? All right. So when you watch a review like Martin Amaya or Tim or something like that, that's not science. They're not professionals. Right? They're not like they don't work in a blending situation where they go like I taste 1,000 cigars a day, so I can tell exactly what will be universally agreed upon on this cigar. Right? You watch the review is whether or not he enjoys it at the situation that he's in. Right? Because it cannot be always the same, right? The temperature where Martin smoked the cigar are different every day. Right? It could be snowing, it could be in his car at 80 degrees, heat blasting at his face, or it could be just a nice chilly day at 60 degrees. That part of it is already not intended by the cigar blender because they're always in the hot weather. Right? That alone is not, right? The humidity is not the same, the temperature is not the same, however the lighter is not the same, the heat and the pace that where they're smoking it is not the same. So we had to understand
okay, so
that.
let me add to that.
Go ahead.
Some cigar manufacturers, cigar owners, don't blend a cigar because they want chocolate from a cigar or coffee or creamy nuttiness. They blend a cigar because they think it's good. So when a cigar reviewer's they're smoking a cigar the way he wants to with a drink or with water or whatever it is, it's still not the way that the manufacturer tasted the same cigar. So I mean, everybody's palate's gonna be completely different.
Exactly. Some reviewer might never taste crayon, for one, right? Some reviewer probably never ever taste crayon, and they will never know what crayon's like. So everybody, like I said before, you need to watch this review as an entertainment, and then you only want the reason you want to try a certain cigar is because the person that you enjoy watching likes it, so you wanted to go try it too, right? That's the reason why you go try the cigar, not because the cigar is really that good, because you can't tell, right? I mean, with the amount of people that sellouts out there, they will tell you every cigars are good, right? Here we go. Right? They will tell you every cigar. I mean, I understand in the perspective of the cigar industry, they're like, oh, all these people that review certain cigars, they don't know what they're talking about, and that ruins the market. That ruins, people won't go try a cigar because they say they hate it. But I really beg to differ on that one, because I feel like Martin probably have 3,000, 5,000 fans right now, subscribers on his channel.
And none of them like cigars either.
No, but that's the thing. I think that, of that 4,000 people, 3,990 people will go try a cigar just because Martin said he hated it. Literally, I will smoke any cigars that Martin said he hates. And I think that was the thing, right?
Well, I'm wondering now how Martin likes the patina cigar, because that's one of Brandon's.
Well, that's the thing, and he's drinking Dr. Pepper right now. Right? So I understand there are some reviewers that really steers certain smokers one way, and that steers there. But then that's the thing, they balance out the market, because there are a lot of reviewers who are cigar shop owners, and they will say anything and everything to push a cigar. Right? They will just tell you, like, this is my go-to cigar. I go smoke this every day. This is the best thing. Let me light up a tiki torch and tell you about this. You know? There are a lot of those. Right? So, and like Martin said, you know, the only way to really tell whether or not a cigar is good for you is for you to go buy one and try it. Right? And all he can tell you is whether or not he enjoys it with the Dr. Pepper or he doesn't. And you know, usually what I tell you guys is whether or not this is worth my money. You know, it's either it does or it doesn't, right? How I enjoyed it really makes no difference to you, because how you gotta enjoy it is different. You know, my place is freezing like hell. It's almost like somebody in space tell you that he really enjoys this bowl of noodle, and then if they take that same bowl of noodle and feed it to you, you will say that noodle tastes salty as hell.
I would love to find out if the cigar is worth your money, Tony, but you won't send me cigars. So.
Wait, is that dry bagging?
No. I was just saying, you know, you wanted to know if a cigar is worth your money, and I'll let you know, but you gotta send me some.
No, I will tell you whether or not it's worth. No, you don't have to let me know.
Okay.
So you know, you get the point, right? The point is, I think that I know that there are some people that sways the market one way, but at the same time, there's another set of people who are much more, I mean, in depth in fan base that sways the other way. So I think that they kind of balance out. I don't think that matters that much, and I think that everybody who ever give an opinion about cigar, I consider that as a review, right? I mean, look at it. There's so many reviewers online. Let's not talk about cigar, okay? Let's just say how many reviewers out there that simply just want to review a Dyson vacuum that they got, or a microphone that they use, or a computer that they built. Are they professionals? Probably not. But they're giving you their experience on that, and that makes them a reviewer. And I think that constitutes as reviewing. The fact that you give an opinion on what you think about something. The moment that you say, this is good, that is a review. Do you guys not agree?
Yeah.
Right? The moment that I give an opinion about something.
I would agree with that.
Once they get on Patreon, they sell out. They're no longer.
But that's what I mean. Like, and you know, he's saying that all these people that so-called reviewers are reviewing the cigar the way they are, but not the way the blender intended. Well, that's the thing. You gotta get majority of the review is not intended by the creator, right? A person who's using a Dyson vacuum is not scientific enough to know.
Where are those instructions at? Right? Did it come with a little piece of paper saying how to smoke it?
Right. I mean, not every manufacturer is gonna. Well, yeah. I mean, you get a box of cigars. It's not gonna tell you, hey, this is how you should smoke it. This is what you should pair with it. Blah 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 blah. No, that's bullshit.
Even that is not. It's not intended by the blender, because I thought the blenders usually try blend it and then try to smoke it, see if they like it. They don't know how it's gonna taste like while they're blending it. So when you say it's the way blender intended, they didn't intend to blend that. They were trying it because they think these put together will taste good, and then they had to smoke it. If they can blend exactly how they want to taste like before they smoke it, and then come out exactly the way they want to taste like, I don't know. I don't even think, not even a pastry chef can do that.
I think it is a possibility, because if you know what a certain tobacco tastes like, and you mix it with another tobacco, or let's just say, if you are a master blender that you call yourself, you are able to pick out specific notes in a tobacco that you think will pair very nicely with another tobacco, and then you blend it to something similar of what you are trying to create.
Right, but like I'm saying, even that has a different deviation or variation of to what your result you thought the result is gonna be. For example, if I tell you that you should really put hot chili pepper with dark chocolate, that's gonna taste really good. Most chefs, before they even know about this, will be like, that is a bad idea. But once you put it together, it actually tastes great.
That sounds like a video.
That's so good.
No, they actually sell those. They actually sell those chili pepper dark chocolate.
Yeah, and they are good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They're
but
good.
like before that ever came about, if you tell that to your chefs that I really love, chili pepper with dark chocolate, they'll be like, you're insane. Right? They're like, you're insane. That's not to be put together. So a lot of times a certain result is not expected by whoever is creating it. Right? Like somebody posted.
I know that Reese's peanut butter cups was an accident. There's this guy walking down the steps, and he had a candy bar in his hand, and he fell, and it landed in the guy's peanut butter.
Yeah, sure.
And then they both tried it out.
For example,
it was a hit.
What I'm drinking right now, this thing, if I show it to most of you guys, you'll be like, what the? I'm not drinking that shit. This is soda water with milk and yogurt.
Yeah,
I've seen that before.
Right, but then if
Yeah, I
you've
wouldn't
never seen
drink it.
this, I bring it to you and I say, hey, drink this. It's pretty good. You'll be like, no, that's like diarrhea waiting to happen. But it turned out to taste pretty good. So when you say, as blender intended, what the blender intended should be a cigar you gotta be able to enjoy no matter what you do. Right? Can you imagine if they came out a cigar and the box that says, do not enjoy the cigar with Dr. Pepper? Right? The blender's intention should be an enjoyable cigar under any situation.
Right.
Well,
and he's right. I'm not a professional reviewer, so whatever I can say is actually what I think average Joe should think about, right? We go buy cigars not thinking about what the blender intended. We go buy a cigar thinking about what I intended to do, which is to enjoy the cigar. Whatever I want to drink with it. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about this, okay? Something like Casa Cueva, like Luis Cueva talked about this, like when they was making a blend one day, and they thought this is gotta be it, and then go try it a week later, it tastes nothing like the way they want it. Remember that conversation? They said there's nothing like they want it. But I thought it's blender's intention. Then how can it be nothing like you want it? The point is that you can't. Like you can only go so close to what you want, right? There's so many variations that can change it, right? And for us, as average people that just want to smoke, we want to be able to smoke something that, even if something is affecting our palate to an extended degree, it should be still enjoyable, right? And really, let's say Martin is smoking a cigar and he's drinking lemon juice, pure lemon juice. Okay, let's say that's the case, right? It's not gonna ruin his cigar. It's just gonna make him taste everything is gonna taste like lemon, and he's gonna know that. He's not gonna say. He's not gonna say this.
Ruin his lemon juice.
But he's not gonna say this cigar tastes like lemon juice. He's gonna know this lemon juice has ruined this, like the flavor of the cigar. I can't taste anything about this cigar. Right? I would think that's the case. I wouldn't think that Martin would say, hey, this particular cigar, Davidoff Notables, tastes like lemon juice. This is the first time I ever taste lemon juice. It's funny because I happen to be drinking lemon juice, but this thing tastes like lemon juice. Right? He's not gonna say that. So I think, and I come to this realization about reviewing a cigar, and I kind of agree with the way Martin did it, is to not do any research on it. Because whatever you do research on it, your mind already swayed to a certain degree how this cigar should taste like. You already read someone else's
I
review.
think I do that when I find a cigar, when I'm reading through the wrapper binder filler. If I see Mexican San Andres in the blend, I'm like, oh, and that just kind of taints it just a little bit. but I still give it my full first thoughts kind of thing. But yeah, it does play with my mind a little bit.
Right? So when it says, hey, if you're gonna do a review on it, at least do some research. But I feel like that research is what tends, give you a first impression that whether or not you're gonna like it or not. Not only that, you already in your mind have someone else's flavor notes in there, right? Somebody already talked about the notes. Somebody already talked about their flavor, so that your mind will pay more attention to those notes and make sure you pick it out.
But the thing is, like, if you're not really fond of Honduran tobacco, you've had enough Honduran tobaccos to know that. How could it not?
But that's the thing; it will sway, right? So, but
Yeah,
then
you
going to a
should,
cigar
because-
blind will actually give a more accurate depiction of whether or not you like it or not. Because you don't know what's in there. You just smoke it. Okay, so whatever I taste is whether or not I like it. That's before I even know what's in here, right? So if I give you a plate of meat and you ate it, you're like, ooh, this thing tastes so good, I love it, right? Then that's your true depiction that you really do love it, right? And then after that, I say, hey, that's actually dog. You'll be like,
Yeah.
I like it, but I never gotta eat it again.
You're not responsible for the food in Arizona, are you?
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? So knowing and not knowing make a huge difference.
Yeah, well, all right.
Okay, it's all subjective anyway. Not everyone has developed palate. Some people might have burned out their taste bud. Correct. And isn't that is something that we can expect with the blender too? Because they smoke a lot.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So whatever they intended might not be what they thought it was.
They may have gotten COVID.
It's like, I love the cigar. It tastes like nothing.
I mean,
Jason Martin said he still don't get crayons. So, but
Jason Martin's on the chat, ain't he? Or in the video.
well, no, over there he typed it out, so I read it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I put all that together. I really just want to say that. Even though if that's something like a thing that would tick him off every time, I just feel like that kind of went overboard a little bit in terms of what he think of those. And I just think that it's like, hey, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, he made a review and that he drank Dr. Pepper, but I would think that if I'm gonna enjoy a cigar, I can be drinking shit, I'm still gonna enjoy a cigar. I'm not saying that I won't be vomiting, but I'm still gonna enjoy my cigar. Right? So, I don't know. It might stop you from tasting certain notes. For example, if you have something really sweet drink, cigar might taste slightly bitter, right? Well, you have a really bitter drink, cigar might taste slightly sweet. But that's not to an extreme that you would alter how much you like a cigar. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Travis can taste, he'll be able to smoke 601 Black and then enjoy it. And then I go, hey, Travis, come over here, and then give him like a century egg to eat. After 2 minutes, he starts vomiting in the corner. He comes back and smoke that the 601 Black, take another puff. He's gonna go, oh, thank God, that tastes so good.
I can taste now.
But you know what I mean, right? It's like, if you can taste something really good, you go eat something super nasty and go vomit right next to it, and it comes back. When you take that puff again, you'll be glad that kind of washed off some of that taste, and then you'll continue to enjoy that cigar, even if now you taste vomit and egg.
Sounds like a 2021 meat challenge.
Not it.
In most cases, what if you are wearing cologne and you're outside and there's orange blossom? I will actually enjoy that. I will actually enjoy that. Yeah, I understand. I mean, his income can be affected by certain review, but that's the thing though. There's so many reviews out there, and if your clientele can be swayed that much, that's not the clientele you want. You know what I'm saying? Because That means when someone, as soon as they say a cigar tastes a certain way, they will not go try it. That's not the clientele you want, right? You want cigar enthusiasts who will continue to buy your brand. Those are the people that are willing to try, willing to try for themselves and not really believe certain things taste like crayons, right? You want people that will go and say, hey, I saw on the review, and not because the result of the review, because I only watched 3 minutes of Martin Amaya's thing. He just say we're back at it again, and I turn it off. I'm still gonna try that cigar because Martin went to try that cigar, right? Literally,
and there are times when I talk about a cigar and that I don't like a cigar, and at the end I'll be like, hey, if you've had the cigar, let me know in the comments what you thought of it, because everybody's palate's different.
Exactly. Everybody's palate is different, and the situation is different. There is no apples to apples. You cannot compare two persons' palate to the same table. That doesn't work, right? This is why when you go to a competition for coffee, there's 4 or 5 judges, because you can't just listen to one person. Everybody's palate is different. Even though there is a standard of how to judge coffee, right?
And they slurp, man.
So, they slip and spit it.
A lot of slurping going on coffee judging.
Right? I mean, there are absolutely certain things that you should never to go with your cigar. Right? That I agree. There are certain things that you should never. That would just destroy your palate for the day. Right? Like if you had to eat those like Swedish fish can thing, don't go smoke a cigar, because that smoke is gonna taste like vomit. Right? So there are things that will coat your mouth enough that whatever that you're tasting in the next 20-30 minutes is not gonna taste the same. Right?
Are you talking about the Swedish fish candy?
No, those canned food, the rotten
Sardines.
Sardines.
The stinkish. The smelly fish, the stinkiest fish in the world.
Oh
They
yeah.
have some Swedish fish that are like.
But
gummy
you know
bears.
what I'm saying?
And
Like
those
those
are
really
good
stinky
too.
Yeah.
And something like when you bring up something like as blender intended, I don't know what the blender ate for lunch. For all I know, the blender might have ate some tacos with a lot of jalapenos, with a lot of salsa. And okay, so he goes back to his table and smoked that cigar. You think that's gotta be something that he intended?
Well, I would hope he cleans his palate a little bit.
Oh yeah, but then you can only cleanse so much.
Might
Right?
have ate a Reuben for lunch.
Yeah, right.
He
Dip
ain't
it up.
tasted nothing after that.
So
That
I
actually-
actually think that it's slightly unfair to say certain people, because they're not professionals, that their review is ruin the industry. I feel like that's not the case. I feel like their review is what balance out the industry. Well, that's very close. That's a very good podcast. Very close. So I feel like anybody who can give an opinion. What's going on? Anybody who give an opinion, it's a valid opinion, whether or not they were doing the review as intended. And again, that intended wasn't listed anywhere. And when he mentioned soda water, like seltzer water has flavor. Seltzer water is minerally and it's got a bitter taste to it. It has flavor. And I highly doubt that people that work in the blender shop drink seltzer water. They might drink water. Well, here you go. Water has flavor too. So I don't know, right? Maybe they were cleansing their palate with some coffee. I don't know. Vodka. You don't know. And different region of people has different flavor, different notes too, right? Chinese people are so used to saltiness. Like we drink soy sauce all day kind of thing, we're so used to saltiness that when our level of saltiness is different than any level of saltiness in the US, right? People
Except for boiled crawfish or peanuts.
People who are in
MSG.
Thailand is so used to sour and sweet flavor and like those like funky balut flavors, that their taste notes are very different. Like whatever that stink to you tastes good to them. So I don't know how DR are like or Nicaragua are like with their taste notes. But when you say intended, well, that's not really intended. Are they only blending the cigars for Dominicans? Or are they only blending their cigars for Cubans? Or are they only blending their cigar? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are they blending for? So what your intention is, which race is that for? Not try to be racist, but every race has a different palate. Right? Which race are you blending it for then?
White race, man. America.
Somebody said white rice.
America.
Do you know what I'm going at? I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying that definition is very broad. It's almost non-existent. And there's no way to uphold that. Right? So, let's say cigar aficionados. When they're reviewing their top 25 cigars, they might take off the bands and everything, but I don't know if they're drinking water or they're drinking their cup of wines or whiskey or whatever. So are they smoking as intended to review those cigars? I mean, they're a trusty source. I mean, they magazine that you pay to read 4 times a year, right? So who are the professional that you're trying to say that is the only trusty source to find the most accurate information?
I would say with something like that, like with Cigar Aficionado and with Half Wheel, it's probably not what they're drinking with it. It's the consistency of what they're doing. So if somebody drinks coffee, I would be willing to bet that they drink coffee with every single review, or water every single review.
But yeah, if that's the case, that still changes. But
Yeah,
then that's the thing.
exactly.
That still changes it. That's still not intended by the blender. Because the blender doesn't tell you.
I don't think the blender really cares what we pair with it as long as we buy it.
Well, that's the thing, right? The blender doesn't put on the box that says this thing is intended for wine drinkers only.
They don't
Do not
want you to
review
just
this cigar
buy it. They want you to buy
without
it twice.
Yeah.
How did we get on this? What was the genesis of this conversation?
I had a conversation on Discord with Brendan 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? 2 days ago. On that, when Martin released his video. And I know that he started out joking, so I was kind of joking too. Because I was on a really annoying meeting. I just wanted to bother him a little bit. And he really got ticked off. He really got pissed.
Never ends.
Oh, no.
That's why I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. It's like, what does everybody else think in terms of when you're watching a review? When you're watching a review of something like Bob the Cigar Guy, Martin Amaya, or Tim, were you expecting them to have absolute scientific, by the ounce reviews? And does that sway whether or not you like a cigar? Like, you will be smoking a cigar the same day Martin Amaya is smoking, and as soon as he say he doesn't like it, you're like, this piece of shit, toss it to the trash.
We all know the only real professional is Cigar Obsession. We all know that.
Hey, we don't name those names here. All right, we don't name
That's
those
not a
names
name.
here.
That's a verb.
Hey Tony, though, don't piss off our cigar broker, man.
I'm just trying to, yeah, I try to basically say those are my entertainment, and just because my team doesn't like it doesn't stop me from trying a cigar, right?
You said that makes you buy the cigar.
It makes me buy the cigar because he said he hated it. Especially the more he hated it, the more I want to try it.
Oh, you gotta try that Punch Diablo then.
I have it. I have it.
See,
I
actually
know
really
I
like
have.
that cigar.
It's too strong. I couldn't finish it. Way too strong. So
I smoked a 6x60 of that, and I thought I loved it. I thought it was great. But I smoke a lot of full body too. It didn't really bother me.
And Joe is saying that a review will never sway my thought on a cigar. I always try it for yourself. And it really, for me, the purpose of a reviewer is for them to tell me a cigar that I haven't heard of and where to buy it. And that's really what I watch the review for, right? Because until I try, I don't know. So I'll have to buy it. But if I never heard of the cigar, I wouldn't know it existed. And the reviewers what brought it up to me that I know it exists, right? If nobody ever say Plasencia came out with a different wrapper on my birthday, I would never know. I would never know because I don't usually go out and read other people's review because like I say, the sole purpose of review is letting me know a cigar existed that I didn't know about.
All right.
Right? I mean that's the only reason I watch reviews, not because I'll also put in take the time to see whether they would like it or not, right? Let's say if I smoke a cigar and Martin absolutely hated it, I will want to know what's the difference. Why Martin hate and why do I like it? But not because Martin drink Dr. Pepper and he didn't like it.
There are videos where I'll watch a reviewer review a cigar that I've smoked, and I only watch it because I want to see what their thought was of the cigar. So,
right? I don't think anybody watched those reviews as because Martin and Maya said that's good, I'm gonna buy it expecting that to be good. And I'm gonna smoke it and I'm gonna say that is good.
I don't know.
I did when I first started. I think a lot of new smokers do that.
I've met some of Martin's viewers, man, and they're like, they got a crush on him, man.
All right, for a good example,
they do.
TNT cigars. You guys remember TNT cigars, right? When when Bradley and Tim were together, they were reviewing cigars about what they're selling all the time. I don't remember they ever call a cigar bad tasting, ever.
Because they sold it.
But that's the thing. Now, does that in the same way ruin the cigar industry? Because they literally tell you every cigar tastes good.
Because how many cigars really taste bad?
I can name a few.
A few. That's what I mean. A few.
But the rest, I choose not to try them because it doesn't interest me. Not because I see a review on them. It just simply didn't interest me.
I was just saying, if it's a few. I think the majority of the cigars out there are smokable. They're okay. They're not.
Oh yeah.
They may not be the best, but they're not like, punnable. So
because in the end, you're smoking the same stuff. You're smoking a different combination of the same stuff.
Right. It's like going to Taco Bell.
Right. So
you either get a burrito or you get the corn tortilla, but it's the same ingredient.
It all comes out the same.
It's the same ingredient, right? It's the taco meat and the lettuce. And
well,
because in the end, what bothers you is too much of something. Not because the cigar itself is bad. It's too much of something, right?
Right.
The cigar's too earthy. Correct. Cigar is too woodsy. Cigar is too bitter. It's too much of something. So they're going to say
it's a bad cigar then. So I give them that because that's like, yeah, they're not. It's not a bad thing. So like, why would they say it's bad if it's still smokable?
It's smokable. It's whether that person enjoyed it.
When it comes to flavor notes, that's all subjective. It's all subjective and driven by your palate. But what you can really say, okay, this is kind of bad, this needs some work, is burn and draw. And then if you have like a wrapper that's, hanging off as soon as you pull it out of the cello, I mean, it's kind of not a good sign. But I mean, flavor notes, it's all subjective. I like to watch reviews because it's kind of like going to a wine tasting or tasting whiskey, right? Everything that you're tasting, it's your olfactory response, right? It's a memory of something, which is what's cool about Martin's reviews is he's pulling crayons and all this crazy stuff, which is neat because you can go and you can try and smoke a cigar and see if you can actually taste those. I've never tasted crayon, but I will say he mentioned, and this was crazy. This was, I want to say a couple of days ago, I had a cigar and I got the pencil shaving note. I was like, all right, Martinez onto something. I got it. It wasn't for very long, but it was for a split second. I was like, okay, all right, I see it now.
Yeah,
so
because
it's interesting. I like hearing other people's notes.
You wouldn't be able to pick up that note unless you've tried it. For example, Martin had a review. He was like, I couldn't pick out whatever that flavor was, and then I reviewed the same thing. And I said that was plum, and then Martin was like, that's right, that's plum. And the only difference, I eat plum a lot more than Martin, so I can pick it out. You know, I don't eat crayon as much as Martin, so I wouldn't be able to pick out crayon. Right? I ate a lot of food. Like anything that can walk, I probably taste it. Right? So, with the exception of human. But, so whatever I can pick out, it's got to be very different than what you can pick out, Josh, or what Travis can pick out, or what Albert can pick out, or even Jason, right? So, it's subjective. Doesn't matter what I drink. Doesn't matter what I drink. That's like saying that a chef at the restaurant cannot taste his own food right after he drinks something else. That's, you know, I mean, there are certain things that are chef as intended. If you go to France and try to eat French food without a cup of wine, everything tastes like shit. Period. Everything tastes like shit.
And
French
like when
food.
you're eating cheese and wine, you're supposed to drink room temperature water between every so often when you eat cheese, because they said it can coat your tongue and it can actually tweak the. Now, let me rephrase. There's a restaurant a guy went to. You know, when you're getting up in $1,000 bottle of wine, they were eating. The guy's like, "Hey, this doesn't taste the same." He's like, "Here, rinse your mouth with warm water." He tasted the wine. He said, "After you eat a certain amount of cheese and it gets on your tongue and in your mouth, you need to rinse a little bit or it'll change the taste of the wine." I don't think it matters with a $10, $15 bottle, but when you pay $1,000 and you're trying to taste it, you know, there are little things you can do to keep your palate clean while you're doing that.
Well, I'm not saying that palate clean. Like, there are things that's intended to keep your palate not clean. If you go to France and try to go eat any restaurant, because in France, wine is cheaper than water. So literally everybody drinks wine. So their palate is used to taste things with wine in their palate and in their taste bud already. So if you go eat their food in France and not drink any wine, their food tastes different, completely different. Nothing like what the chef is intended. Literally, if you go there and says, "I want a cup of water," well, yeah, that cup of water is gonna cost you $10, whereas that bottle of wine costs you $6. Right? So water is not gonna do you any good because, you know, the chef himself who's cooking is probably drinking wine. You know, before the food goes out, he tastes it, tastes fine because he had wine in his mouth, right? When they bring it to you, now this particular dish might be bland. So it might not taste like anything. Well, because you haven't had wine.
So if you go to France, drink wine with every meal.
Oh yeah, it will be recommended. It will literally be
enough.
recommended. And you will end up doing that because, like I say, wine was cheaper than water. A bottle of water will cost you €10.
I've heard they fry some mean potatoes over there.
So you will need wine, right? So certain things will do that, you know, and
They do
Again.
some awesome toast too, man. Toast. Yeah.
And they got a good kiss.
But here's the thing though. Without the wine, does it make that steak so unbearable that you will not eat it? Without that wine, would it make the steak that unbearable that you say this steak is the worst steak I've ever tasted? You wouldn't.
See, I don't like drinking wine with cigars because to me it gives me a syrupy mouthfeel with the smoke and the wine. I don't really care for those together because I don't know, it's just the way the wine, the cigar makes. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me.
Travis, the argument is that if that was the case, would it make you to say this cigar tastes horrible?
Yes.
Me personally, I would give it another shot. But like when I first started smoking, I paired a couple cigars with wine, and it took me years to go back to them once I learned. But that was a rookie deal with me. I was like, oh, this tastes like crap. The wine's good. The cigar sucks. But I didn't realize the wine was making it kind of nasty in my mouth. And then years later, when I went back to the cigar, I was like, okay, wow, this is good. You know, because I was a little more matured. So for a new smoker, I think that that it could definitely persuade them to go otherwise.
In terms of a new smoker,
Travis, I would
Yeah.
I would encourage you to try it again, but smoke a really spicy Habano and pair it with like a big bold cab or something like a Barolo.
Okay.
That to me, that's a really good pairing. If you're white wines, I feel like is really kind of hard to pair.
I don't really
I
drink.
don't-
We don't really drink white wine at all. So mainly, I like Merlot. She likes Cab, but I drink both.
I personally think that if I drink something that's gonna ruin my cigar, I would think it's the drink that ruined the cigar, because I would be able to tell that flavor is lingering from a certain thing, right? If I drink something sweet, I will expect my smoke is gonna be slightly more bitter, because I know I'm drinking something sweet, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had that happen last, I think, Saturday. I was drinking a Dos Equis beer with a cigar, and I had to put the drink down because it just made the cigar taste gross.
There's one alcohol I
I'm
think
telling you that. By the way.
above them all that pair perfect is that Suntory Toki. How mild it is. You can literally pair anything with, because sometimes bourbons are too sweet or got a little too high ABV, or scotches can be too smoky. But that Suntory Toki is so mild in flavor that you can pretty much smoke any cigar with it, and you're gonna be perfectly fine, and it's cheap.
And you know, talking about Suntory Toki, I think they might not be able to call that whiskey anymore.
Really?
Japan just came out with a rule how you can call a Japanese whiskey.
So what's the rule?
I think the rule is that you must use Japanese malt.
So what are they gonna call it?
If I don't know, they will just call it whiskey. They wouldn't call it Japanese whiskey.
Oh, I got you. Kind of like bourbon. It can be whiskey, but it has to have the certain recipe to be bourbon. Other than that, it's just a whiskey.
Like Japan's like, you know, so many things are called Japanese whiskey, but they sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not. They're just made in Japan, but they might not be a Japanese whiskey. So they came out the rule to say certain things, you know, must be aged certain things, certain amount of time. It must use Japanese malt to call it Japanese whiskey and all that stuff. They just came out with that rule.
Oh, okay. I mean, it makes sense. I get what they're trying to do with that. I mean, it makes sense. Like scotches, bourbons, everybody has their own little deal. So.
The reason is because a lot of American companies are trying to make Japanese whiskey on the market right now. Like you look at it, you thought it's a Japanese whiskey, but it's actually made by an American company.
Is that like the Nika and the barrel and all that? Are they American-made Japanese whiskey?
No, Nika is Japanese whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Nika and Suntory are two most prominent Japanese whiskey maker in Japan.
Gotcha.
Literally, like everything that's awards are either Nika or Suntory. Suntory made the Yamazakis, the Hakubai.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to try the Hibiki. They got it at a couple stores around here. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, Hibikis are pretty good. Harmony, are very nice.
Yeah.
So, and there is like a special blenders edition too. Slightly different, more heavy. So.
You ever try the hibachi, Travis? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Totally different.
I just can't eat it with eggs.
You know, talking about hibachi, right? American hibachi annoying the shit out of me.
They're hitting the thing when they don't even need to, right? They're hitting the.
In Japan, right? If they're cooking your hibachi dinner, they will just cook. Whenever they don't need to move their hands, they put their hands behind their back.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. They don't do it. Ah, look at this egg. Wee! Catch on the head. Oh, look at them. Try hard. They don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't play with food. They don't play with food. They literally respect the food. You just cook it. That's it. They will have a conversation with you, but they wouldn't.
Put the shrimp at him and he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, Japan will never try to toss the food at your mouth like that. You know, that's like me and my wife feels bad whenever we go to a hibachi place with friends. Like, you know, like, friends, like, I want to go eat hibachi. We're like, okay, we'll go. And then you know, the chef will be doing all those things, and then literally will look over to us. We'll be like, don't worry about us, we're Asians. Don't worry about it, just do them. You know, we're not interested. You know, all this joke like doesn't work with us. It almost felt insulting that you're trying to do hibachi like a clown. So, I say what?
Clown hibachi.
Yeah, literally that's what it is. I mean, they were doing all those things that didn't make sense. In Japan, you will not see that.
A little onion volcano and.
They don't do that.
Yeah.
They just cook it. Like you can go online and just literally search for hibachi, and that you can find the location in Japan, like Kyoto or whatever. They will cook and not move. They will not do anything other than cooking because they want to respect the food. You know, they don't want to And they taste different. I mean, over here it just tastes like soy sauce and meat. But in Japan, the food tastes very authentic and nice.
Yeah, we like to be entertained, Tony.
I just can't. I looked at it like, really? You're playing with food? Really? You know? And it doesn't take a long time to be trained as a hibachi chef too. You know, that's the problem. So, what's so funny? I want to know. I feel like I'm always left out. And I guess that texting in the back and I just totally missed whatever.
Wow. Oh my god. That's crazy, man.
Should you guys share it to me too? No? What about the chicken?
It's how they're packaging them.
You got to start it from the beginning.
Yeah, that's normal. That's how it is.
It's like lemmings.
Oh. It's so normal to me, I guess. I've seen that in the factories a lot. So, you know what I just saw recently that I haven't seen before? There's a video of a horse looking at a big rooster with few chicks on the floor, right? And the horse was interested and just going over, just kind of pick on the thing, and then actually ate one of the chicks. So that was, yeah. The horse just chewed up the chick, and literally you see the chicken was like, "Are you serious?" and just ran away.
I thought that was a chicken nugget factory at first when I seen all them.
No, I have that video somewhere. I'll show it to you guys the next time I find it again. But that was what it is. Literally, a horse ate a chick. I was like, I thought horse are vegetarian, but it ate a chick.
It might have
Hashimoto
been
is on
an
the other side.
impossible chicken.
Oh, that one! See that? The horse just chewed up a chick. He just ate a chicken. See? There we go.
About,
No, I know how to find it. I'm not bullshitting you guys.
I wonder if that horse laid an egg the next day.
No, the horse just got more protein right there. The next day, the horse won't even eat the feed anymore.
That horse probably colicked and died.
That's what I'm saying. The way a horse has to diet, that could have killed that son of a gun.
He probably did colic and die.
Now, then the next day, you'll see the horse draw like a McDonald's sign on the floor.
Yeah. The term healthy as a
McNuggets.
horse is a real deal. You go throw a horse leftovers, man, you put him in the grave.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I thought, overall, I thought that conversation was, in a way, I know it pissed them off, but in a way, interesting because how I feel it is very different than, obviously, him being in the industry, right? And when he say, oh, the reviewers are not reviewers because they didn't give professional opinions, that I felt like that was kind of different definition than what I have, because in my opinion, everybody who give an opinion on something that got paid are professional reviewers, right? Because their profession is getting paid for their opinion. So that became a professional. Whether or not their level of gauging of certain things is to your level of satisfaction, that makes no difference, because this person's opinion was valued. Like I literally tell Brendan my opinion is not worth 2 cents because I don't get paid for whatever I'm talking about. There's not one company that says, hey Tony, I like your conversation and your opinions on the certain cigars, I want to pay you 50 cents. That doesn't happen. So I'm not a professional, but there are people that cigar shop might found of value to their opinion. That makes them a professional. Matt Hashimoto.
What's up, everybody? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Oh!
I figured that.
Oh, you caught me.
Matt outside smoking
You owe us a
without
cigar.
a coin. How dare him?
Just go on in
Yeah.
there and get a cigar, Matt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How
You
many
gotta
did I
count
get?
yourself, Albert.
Actually, Albert,
Oh.
you can just pull
Never
one
mind.
out of the box that you owe him. And
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jason.
Jason's always got my back. Right on, brother.
19 then, Matt. I'll give you 19 then. All right.
It's so weird. Matt's all dressed up. And I rarely see him all dressed up too. Color and everything.
Hey, he's actually wearing a shirt tonight. That's
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
All right,
Been a
Jason
long
Martin.
week.
Have a good night, man. Orange
We'll see you,
Nation in the
Jason.
house.
The other Jason.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
like,
the other
That's the
Jason.
Arkansas Jason.
So, Matt, did you meet up with who did you meet up today?
Nobody out here.
I thought you were supposed to meet up with someone today.
No, me and Quakes next time I come out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he just left you hanging there on your own?
No. I didn't even think about telling him or Thomas that I was coming out this way because I'm only out here for a day. So.
You did tell everybody that you're going there. Like literally, the message is still on Discord.
Well, right, but it was very short notice. So.
well, if you get thrown in jail, you can go where Quakes works, man.
Right, I can go see him there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, overall, I think that the conversation was interesting, right? And the conversation in terms of the definition are different. And I mean, I see things differently. I think that, you know, if you're gonna make a product, you want to make a product universal, and that you would not be swayed by certain minor elements per se. Like, you know, I don't make a rice and say, hey, you cannot eat this rice if you have drank, I don't know, beef soup or something like that, you know? Like, you shouldn't have that limitation. So, you know, especially when the review, like I say, those reviews are for entertainment purposes. If anybody buy their cigar only and only because the review, then you have some issues, right? You want to try a cigar because you want to try it, not because the person enjoyed it or not. Like literally, I bought certain things because the reviewer says it's bad, literally, right? There are so many people. For example, like a video game, the Cyberpunk 2077. It was a rave review. Everybody want to buy one. Everybody had to have one copy. Literally sold like millions of copies like day one. I'm one of those that did not go buy it.
Say, boss.
You know, because I you know, whatever, that didn't interest me. I didn't buy it because they liked it, right?
You waiting for the hype? You waiting for the hype?
No, I just not interested at all. You know, based on what I see, I wasn't interested, right? I mean, there are things that are people that absolutely hate. I want to buy. I mean, there are.
So every cigar that Martine hates, you go buy.
I pretty much try every cigar Martine hates. Because I want to be able to make fun of Martine for hating it.
And that's the way it should be.
You know, I always this way, okay? Don't knock it until you try it. All right? So a lot of time I'll go try things that I don't like just so I earn the right to bitch at it. Right? So I have all those Gurkha cigars I don't like, but why do I keep buying Gurkha? So that I can bitch at it every time. Right? I smoke it and I bitch at it. But if I never smoke it, you'd be like, Tony, you've never tried Gurkha. Why will you bitch at that? Well, yeah, I tried them. I hated it. That's why I bitch at it. I don't bitch at things that I don't get to try or never tried before. Right? Because I don't know. I don't know if it's really that good. I don't know if it's really that bad. You tell me it's bad, you know? I mean, there are things obviously you shouldn't try. Like somebody said, getting shot by a gun sucked. I don't believe that. I won't want to go try that. But, you know.
It does suck. It sucks really bad.
Right? But you know, things that you want to talk shit about, you should have some sort of experience with it before you can talk shit about it. Right?
So I just wanted to check in, guys, but I'm gonna head out.
Quitter! No.
Sorry.
Go enjoy your night, man.
What does this wall? What color does this wall look like?
Orange.
Bingo.
Persimmon.
Guys.
Persimmon, it looks like.
I'm tasting some orange.
Oh yeah. The only way we could taste it.
There we go.
It's cinnamon.
But yeah, like for those people who didn't get that information today, like there is 20 packs of those SoySauceAssassin sampler available in Little Guy's Cigar Shop right now. There's only 20. First come, first serve. If you missed it, that's it. So yeah, if you guys want to try the Alisan coffee for free, just go get that sampler. You'll get the coffee for free. Yeah, I just want to make sure I put it out there so that you guys know that everyone can buy that, not just Shadow Smokes Legion member, and there's only 20.
Okay, guys. Have a good night.
All right, have a good night, man.
All right, bro.
Later, Matt.
Right. So after that sample is sold out, then Tim will have on his website for the Alexander Coffee blend. But right now, that's what we have. Now, 10:14.
Hey, do we have anybody that lives near Sonoma, California, just north of San Francisco?
Is that anywhere around Fresno?
I don't know.
Is that Thomas lives in Fresno? Let me look on the old Maparuski here.
Because I'm going to be in Sonoma, California. I'm going to be flying into San Francisco Airport.
Are you getting out of this? Are you getting out of this airport, or you just why are you going? Are you going there for training, right?
I'm actually going for a business trip.
Training, right? No.
It's a. I'm actually going to be the parts guy for
the race team.
BMW race team. Yeah.
That's right. We talked about this. You gotta sit over there with a cigar on the mouth, and you're like, "You go get in the car. Go get in the car. Delegate."
All right, we need a part. And he's gonna say, "Race on over there and get it."
I'm looking down the list to see who's in California. I think the only one person that was in California. Let's see. Quake is in California. It's in Greenfield. I don't know where's.
Oh, I didn't know Quakes was in California.
Yeah. Fernando's in California, right? Fernando's California, but he's in Riverside.
Yeah, Thomas lives in California.
Ilya Hunt is in Los Angeles.
Thomas lives a good bit south of where you're going, though.
Okay. See, I don't know where anything is in California, so I know
Jesse
Thomas lives there.
Marquez. Jesse Marquez in California.
Also,
Tim
what's
is
his name?
Southern California,
Tim?
isn't he?
Yeah, Tim's in Corona. But that's
Joe
southern.
Brummer. Joe
Okay.
Brummer's California. Joe Brummer's California.
When are you going, Martine?
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be flying in on March 2nd.
Kat is also in California.
So you're
I'll
leaving
be
Tuesday.
I'll be there until that Sunday.
That's cool.
And
If
Thomas
anybody
Smart
is
is
near-
California.
You can meet up.
Hey, Martine, take some cigars with you, man.
Oh, I definitely will, because California's gonna be way too goddamn expensive.
But like, California probably has some restriction where you cannot just smoke anything you want. You want to smoke in the racetrack? Too much, gasoline fume. You can't.
Yeah, but bring a backpack for clothes, a suitcase for cigars.
Right.
Yeah, Thomas, Martin is going to California. Maybe you guys can meet up. Which racetrack that you gotta be on?
Sonoma Racetrack.
There we go. Say hi to William for me. William Sonoma.
Say hi.
Yeah, they have like a really cool kitchen there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
I
very
heard there's
cool
a lot of pot in there, though. Pots.
A lot of stainless steel.
Yeah, William Sonoma was a pothead. That's all he did.
You know, the things I went to buy in
Sonoma.
William Sonoma is never the pot. So.
Right? No.
Like, I'll
can
buy
afford
everything
that.
else. I'll buy the seasonings. I'll buy the coffee utensils and stuff like that. I would never buy their pot.
Yeah, they have a good knife selection too.
Oh, them knife selections suck.
Really?
I only buy my knife when I travel to Japan. So.
Oh yeah, you getting that good stuff? Probably them little folded steel Damascus knives.
Yeah, and I was literally there when the people makes it there. So like literally.
Are they still expensive over there like they are here? Is it like $1,000 for a good set?
I never bought a set. I always buy single, and a single knife will cost between $300 to $900. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to sharpen it once every 10 years.
You bring it back to them, they will sharpen it for you.
Really?
We usually do, because that shop is about a mile or so from the temple. So when we go to the temple, we drop off our knives for them to sharpen. Walk to the temple, hang out for a little bit, go eat, came back, it's done.
Yeah, because to make sushi, don't you have to have like a ridiculously sharp knife to cut everything that's in?
No, to make sushi, you need a knife that's only beveled on one side, sharpened on one side. The other side is flat.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha. That's why. So they run it on that thin fish like that, huh?
Fish
Or
has a
whatever.
fish knife. That's literally made that the front has a little longer distance so that it will glide across that bone without cutting the bone. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there's multiple different knives. I mean I don't have the knife here with me. It's upstairs. Else I can show you that only one side sharpened, the other side is not. So I'll be Sonoma if anybody wants to be on standby. I mean, Thomas said you should go visit him. Thomas should be the other way around. You need to go see the person that go there. So.
Yeah, I know.
Don't make up the rules.
Tony traveled with knife. Yeah, I travel with all my chef knife, and then I never have problem because they're always on the not the carry-on luggage. So.
I'll be in Fort Worth on April 17th and 18th.
For.
A gymnastics tournament Brittany's got to shoot pictures of, so I'll be in Fort Worth for 2 days.
Oh, when you say gymnastic tournament, I was like, wait, Travis does gymnastics?
No.
Son, I couldn't do that underwater in a swimming pool. You kidding me?
Can you imagine Travis tried to do somersaults?
No, it's the NCAA, the championship meet for collegiate gymnastics.
So I'll be up there in Albert and Martine's part of the world, and Josh is too. All three of y'all.
Yep.
Cool.
We'll definitely meet up.
Yeah, if I can't get tickets to go because of COVID and all that, I'll just come hang out with you guys for the night.
Let's do it,
What do
bro.
you mean you can't get tickets to go? Right now is like the easiest time to buy a flight ticket.
No, we're talking about to get into the event. A lot of times they're doing only media.
Wait, then just ask Brittany to give you a tax as assistant. You can go in.
Yeah, he is. But we have to see, because with COVID restrictions, they're changing a lot of the number of media passes you can get for one media outlet. So I'm going to try to get 2. Some of them we can only get 1.
No. So you'll get 1, and then give Travis a tag that says COVID advisor. They will let him in.
Right?
And you just like, this person is the one that's going to tell us to stay 6 feet apart. At all times. He audits us, make sure we are 6 feet apart.
Yeah. And I'll be smoking an audit cigar.
But that's okay. If I can't get him in with the media pass, I know where to find him, and it'll be fine. Because there's a pizza place right around the corner from where we'll actually be, that he is like his favorite pizza place that we've ever had.
I'll just pick up, the pizzas are like 24 inches, so I'll just pick a couple up and I'll meet up with Albert Martine and we'll smoke cigars and eat pizza.
So
what do you think, Josh? You like pizza?
Yeah. When is this?
April 17th and 18th. Like 17, 18, whatever. It's the Friday and the Friday, 17th.
16th. We'll be up there on the 15th, and the meet is 16th, 17th, and we'll be coming home on the 18th.
So yeah, I'll be up there 15th to the 18th.
Oh shit! That's when Martine and Josh and I we're all going down to Louisiana for.
We'll meet up at about in Natchitoches somewhere.
There you go.
I'll forget, guys. Travis, if y'all come, just message me. I'll forget.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, you guys have messengers. On the side note,
jump on the Saturday Night Live together or something.
On a side note, I'm doing a giveaway right now on our group. So all you had to do was just go take a screenshot of your favorite episode of one of these live things, and just pretty much tell me why you.
I did it 5 minutes after you posted it. I went and found my favorite one.
So for those people that didn't yet, basically, the prize is just gonna be like my, Mrs. Assassin's just gonna go pick up something. I was like, you know what, give away something. She's like, you haven't been doing a lot of giveaway lately, Tony. I was like, yeah, thanks for reminding me. I've been busy. And she's like, and she just standing right at the door, was waiting for me to say something. I was like, okay, yeah, I got it. She's like, no, just go do something so I can go pick up something. I was like, oh, okay, so you want to give away some of my stuff. It's like, look at your room, it's a mess. All these things you can give away. I was like, okay, fine. And then we just randomly choose something. I want to try to get back on some giving away stuff. So we'll start with that one. And we will announce the winner Saturday. Saturday sounds good. So we'll do that on Saturday, and we can, and I'll send it out. I know every time I say sending out stuff, it probably drive, you know, James and Jeff crazy when they watch it. Like, when are you gonna ship out my stuff? But just when I think like I have everything fitted correctly, they order something. I was like, ah. So, what else have I not talked about today? I'm trying to think. Because this is one of the reasons why I feel like, you know, sometimes twice a week is a lot, because all the stuff that I update with you guys, I update it quite often, and even that, still people miss it. I don't know how people can still miss it if I talked about it every single day. On the side note, we do have 2 new T-shirts, a hoodie, and like one of these like sweater thing, Teespring, that we designed to have like those 2 cartoony characters on there. I would say kind of ignore the assassin one and just get the orange one, because I feel like if we all wear that on the show, we will make Matt blush for the rest of the night, which will be kind of nice. I don't know. I feel like we pick on Matt a lot lately, but you know, it's his fault to have to wanted to go against the consensus that there is citrus. What I'm gonna say, you know, it's his fault.
He did that all on his own.
Right. I never came out with that. He came out with that. So, and he tried to make it a thing, and now it's a thing. Now he had to be responsible for it. Right. All he had to do was say, "I taste citrus." He doesn't really have to taste it.
Yeah, he needs to conform.
But yeah, since he started that, he had to be responsible for it.
Tell you what, you really want to appreciate a cigar? Get where you don't taste them for about 70 days. You get a whole new appreciation.
Was it 70 days? Is it 2.5 months?
It was in early December, so yeah.
So can you taste them okay now? Like you know, it's the same way you were before now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm enjoying them. I got my taste back and everything.
I'm thankful for one that he's finally gotten his taste back. As his wife, I love him dearly, but oh my God.
Because you know when you're like, man, I want to go have a smoke and chill, but you can't taste anything, it kind of ruins it. Because then you go outside and it makes you aggravated.
True.
Yep.
It will ruin the mood. Yeah. I mean, after our cigar, it's a great relaxation for a lot of us. So,
yeah.
If you're there just smoking for the sake of smoking, why bother to have a cigar? You know, you might as well be burning
This one's
wood.
especially good tonight.
There we go. Right? If you can't
so
taste it, you might as well go over there, get a branch, and then, you know, just burn the branch. And then you're like, I'm smoking.
Yeah, it was about the same. That's not even a joke.
Right?
Smoke was smoke.
That's good now that you can taste it, too. Did you guys, any of you guys get to try the Shadow Smokers Legion after show blend yet? Nobody yet?
No.
It's being delivered tomorrow.
Okay, because I think they already revealed who's the 2 winner, right? It's Mike Clark and Joseph turned out to be the winner. Well, the dogs really hated each other right there. So
Yeah, a cat ran in front of some dogs and they started barking.
So yeah, those blends are out. Again, thanks for everybody who actually went to purchase it, because you know, that kind of helped Tim to be able to say, hey, you know, this project wasn't to a waste, you know, because he did have to spend quite a bit of money to buy beans for that. There are 4 winners. I don't know. I thought there was 2, but you know, we'll see. I don't know how many he actually used. So
I think there was going to be 4 if he sold over 25 bags.
Oh yeah, he did sell over 25 bags. Yeah, 30 something bags.
Okay, then yeah, there should be 4 then.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be 2 more. We'll find out who those 2 are. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll pick a winner for those people who use the assassin sample too. I haven't figured out what I want to give yet. Maybe I'm gonna think about it. It will be an afterthought. Like after you guys, he'll be like, okay, I'm already done with those. I'll be like, you know, who bought those? Let's choose a random person to win something. I don't know. That'll be fun. So talking
Hey
about
Tony, if you want to do that, I'll put together a 5-pack of Casa Cueva cigars and send it to somebody if you want to choose somebody.
Are these the ones that you don't like anymore because of COVID?
No, but I'll pick some like some Connecticut's and Habanos and stuff that pair good with the coffee, and I'll ship out a 5-pack if you want to pick a winner. You know, somebody who bought the coffee. I'll do that.
cool. I'll keep that in thought. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. So, cause like I have some demos here that I could give away. I don't know. Why would anybody want these? Yeah. Anybody want this hat? It's a medium large. I don't know how many people will fit.
I'll take it. I got small head.
This is
That
medium
wouldn't
large.
fit me.
It won't
I got
fit
a big
small
old
head.
fat head.
I have a child-sized head.
It's a flex fit, so it doesn't have. It's a flex fit, so. I have 2 of these. Now let me think about how we're gonna give it away. Let me think about it.
Whole wide world and my dog chewed up.
What? What? Will your dog chew what?
My Pappy Van Winkle hat.
Joseph says too big. Yeah, I think I only have medium large. Both are medium large. Yeah. Because maybe I ordered medium because it fits me. No. Oh yeah, it does fit me. Okay, that's why.
All right.
So we can do that. I mean, some giveaway. That's fun. On that note, I know like lately, few people try to buy the wasabi. It's weird because it seems like people are like getting a little bit hyped about wasabi because the wasabi has been there for a long time. Wasabi has been it's a cigar out there for a long time.
Good cigar.
It is a
I
good
think
cigar.
the presentation is a big selling point on that too because it looks so cool.
Oh, the Candela wrapper? Or you're thinking about the
Well,
because
like
the
the
cap's different color?
packaging. Like the packaging of it, I think, is what looks really cool.
The packaging again bothers me because it's paper. I believe that there's a paper box. So,
Yeah.
but like, it looks so Asian that being Asian, I will buy it. But at the same time, I know it's Candela, and Candela is very like a finicky thing to smoke. It doesn't like to be heated. You gotta take a long time. Like it's a 1-hour cigar. You literally had to take 1.5 hours to smoke that. It's not an easy cigar to smoke. And when I say not an easy cigar to smoke, I'm not saying that it's heavy or anything. It's just that you have to take your time, or else it just tastes bad. So I don't know. How many people actually tried it? Like actually tried the wasabi cigar here?
I have.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Martin did because Martin,
I reviewed.
yeah, reviewed one. So, but like I don't know how many people actually, in terms of like liking Candela. Like there are some people that absolutely love Candela cigar, absolutely love Candela cigar, and
I gotta try it again. I don't think I've tried it since then.
I mean, the Candela does have some green tea flavor to it. A lot of people can't pick it up. You gotta be drinking a lot of tea to pick that up. So, but it's a good cigar. It's just that too much of hassle, I think. Like I don't even think I can enjoy it normally. I literally had to be reading something to smoke the Candela. Because I would have smoked too fast, way too fast. Wouldn't it be make more sense to have something like a box press Candela? I don't think there was a box press Candela, is there?
Yeah, the wasabi's a box press, ain't it?
No, wasabi is round, isn't it?
No, I could have sworn it was box pressed.
Hold on. I remember the cap is round. That's why I remember the cigar is round. Anybody have a wasabi right in front of them?
It's box pressed.
Is it box pressed? Shit.
It's box pressed Robusto blend.
Yep.
According to the website.
Really good cigar.
Because there's three candelas that I smoke. One of them will be wasabi. The other one is actually the Camacho candela.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually a really good cigar.
Do they still make that one?
I don't know. I think they do.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't bought it for a while because I haven't go to Davidoff for a
Used to
while.
be a lot of candela in the cigar lounge, in cigar shops, a whole bunch of them, but they stopped doing them.
They used to be like most preferred for a while, like a long time ago. All the cigars are like candela color.
Yeah, like in the 60s, most of your cigar smokers were getting really into the candela. Cigar Aficionado wrote an article on that earlier this year, or excuse me, last year.
There's another one that was very popular, and I can't get the name off the top of my head right now because I haven't smoked it for so long.
Candela?
Yeah, candela.
The Roma Craft one?
Is it the Roman Craft one? Shoot. I haven't smoked it for so long, I don't even remember.
Yeah, that was one everybody was trying to find.
I can tell you that one that I didn't really enjoy was that Filthy Hooligan, I think is what it was. But it had a Maduro with a Candela wrapper as opposed to, well, they make two blends. They make the Filthy Hooligan and there's another one that they come out with.
Shamrock.
The Shamrock. So I haven't smoked the Shamrock because the Shamrock has a Cameroon binder with a Maduro barber pole, where as opposed
which one's the triple? The triple barber.
Shamrock.
Shamrock is the triple one.
Okay, but the Shamrock has the true Candela wrapper with the Maduro and whatever other binder or wrapper leaf wrapped around, whereas opposed to the Filthy Hooligan just has a strip of the Candela. So
okay.
That wasn't really a true Candela. So I might look for the Filthy Hooligan or the Shamrock to smoke that this year.
Dang,
The Sinistro Mr. Red Candela is a good Candela.
Martin, you're messing up that cigar for me. I was going to try to smoke it. I don't want to know nothing about it.
Just don't watch my review.
Shoot, I don't think it's Roma Crab. I can't remember the name of it.
Nick was asking me about.
Hey, what's up, Nick? Haven't seen you in a while, bro.
What's going on? Yeah, man, I've been under a rock or two.
Open
that ice.
Open enrollment, right?
Yeah. So there's one open enrollment from October 15th to December 7th. That's the one everyone knows about. But there's another one going on from January to March 31st. So I've been busy.
Wait, open enrollment for what?
Medicare.
Company.
Oh, okay.
He don't look that old, does he?
Roma Craft is another one, but there's one more. There's one more that I smoked before that was really good. I just can't remember the name.
So Nick was asking me about Wanadors, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one for my office, and I see this one. It's like an Amazon's best choice for like $250.
What brand?
I gotta go back and check. It's silver. But I've been watching Martine's videos all day today, and I did not know how deep the humidors got. But
that
do
depends on
nice
budget
one.
too. The one Martine was showing was upward of $1,000.
Yeah, it's like $1,500. I don't need something that big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but then
that's a
again,
big
like
use.
how many cigars you actually to put? Because when they say 400 count humidor, I mean Wanador, it doesn't fit 400. It fits like 200.
I mean, if you're putting Robustos in there, yeah, you could probably do that. But I mean, most cigar smokers have Robustos, Toros, Salomones, fucking Churchills.
It also has the tray. The tray takes up space too. So
that's probably the winter is what you're looking at.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, the question is whether or not you really needed a Wanador.
I know I don't need it. I just know it'll look nice in my office.
Because that thing is gonna eat up
that's the truth.
power. That's gonna be on all the time. So.
Oh yeah, I got 3 running right now.
Oh my
Martin is just like, he's all getting like world famous, can afford $1,000 humidors.
I can't afford them. They send them to me.
Superstar.
No, they no. I mean, the humidors I have four humidors now, four Winador humidors now that I'm gonna eventually use for storing cigars. I went on and talked about this with Michael, but basically using that as my starter to store cigars for selling.
So I mean, in terms of Winadors, um, what is that brand? New Wave, New Air. They
There's
make
New Air,
yeah.
Winter. There's Adu. There's other Amazon brands.
Yeah.
So I really like that 250 count New Air that you reviewed. That video had about 10,000 views too. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
I really do like that one, but I don't know anything about it. Like, how much is it?
It's about $200-$300. I think that was what.
Right now, I think it's about $300. Yeah.
That's cool.
And the good thing about the Winadors is they hold humidity very, very well.
Oh yeah. Even if you don't turn it on, like if you don't need the cooling, don't turn it on. They would be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a New Air. That thing works like a champ. In fact, sometimes I have to leave the door open to bring that humidity down, no matter how many Boveda packs I have in there. It's awesome.
Have you tried to put a dried up Boveda pack in there just to bring the humidity down? I've done that.
I've done that.
I've thought about doing that. Does it work? It works. It will balance out.
Down a little bit, yeah. It'll balance out a little bit. If you see that, if you put like 69% in there and your humidor is like up in the 75%, you put some dry ass packs in there, 69%, it'll help bring some of that humidity down.
It will take 2 days, but you will.
Okay.
It'll take a while.
Yeah.
I think it took about a week for mine.
You just have to make sure that you put it together, like close enough where you'll bring up the, like you'll put it closer to your cigar than not. Like you don't want to put it in a corner. You want to put it closer to your cigars. Because that's
Just
where
put
you
them
want the
on top of
humidity
the,
to be down, not in the corner.
On top of the cigars.
Okay. So yeah, that works. But again, for right now, wintertime, my place is super cold. I unplugged my fridge, so my Winador. There was no need for the power, and you keep the humidity just fine. So long as your temperature doesn't go high, you're totally fine. Like is the only reason you need it is because you live somewhere that's like hot all the time inside the house. So yeah, one of the problems is that
there have been.
One of the problems is that because it's made out of plastic, it doesn't breathe. So it will keep the humidity very well, but at times it will go higher than what you want it to be.
Josh, there have been times where my humidor was holding humidity so well that I took all of my Boveda packs out, and it was already at like 70%, and I don't like my cigars that humid, so I left the door open for like an hour or two, closed it back up, and it stayed at a steady 67, 68% with no Boveda packs in there for like a month or two.
Yeah, that's the only thing you have to watch out for.
That's
because
awesome.
like majority of the time you rather have the humidity lower than higher, right? You're more likely to run trouble if it's higher. You're less likely to run trouble if it's lower. And Winador is one of those things that you will go higher.
Yeah, because even if it drops to 60, you're still fine. It can get into the high 50s and it doesn't really matter. But you get up about 77, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, and people worry about it going down that low, but for me, I enjoy my cigars more when they have less humidity.
I'm a 62 to 65.
I keep mine at 45, so.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anything. High is way worse. I mean,
right.
Josh, you could set yours on the shelf. I know, like at my house, my humidity stays like at 42 to 55%. I really don't even need Boveda packs.
If you really think about it, back in the day, very early on, before like anybody knows 70/70, everybody just keep the cigars out in the shelf in the box. So and that was totally fine.
And honestly, sometimes Josh, I like the humidity in my house stays around 65 to 70% all the time, to where when I open my humidor up for like a couple minutes, I'll notice on my sensors the humidity will rise in the humidor with not even having any Boveda packs in there. So it's just those few extra minutes that I have it open, it's already like the humidity is going into the humidor from the surroundings of it.
Even though the humidor has a drain hole, there's a drain hole there. It doesn't leak out as fast. So
that's cool. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna put those dry Boveda packs in there, and then I think I'm gonna leave, because our house, I put my Boveda Butler on the counter one time just to see, and yeah, it was like 68% humidity in a house. So maybe if I just open that up and leave it open for overnight.
And here's the thing,
I'm not too concerned about temperature, except for if it gets hot.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know why people they trust their meters so much that they think that, you know, when they say 70, it's definitely 70. When they say 70, it could be plus minus 5. So, you know, I rather if it goes way down than way high.
Because they listen to reviewers.
Well, even though the sensor is reading 70%, your cigars could be 65%, and it's reading the humidity in the air.
It's reading whatever humidity pressure that's on the sensor, but the sensor, you know, different corner has a different amount of humidity. Really, it's not that even. So
I want to pick up one of those. What is it called? Those humidimetics. The thing where you can stick in your cigar and test the.
That's even more pointless, because every time you gotta poke your cigar just to smoke it. But like, why would you want to go through that trouble? Like,
I'm not saying for every cigar, but you know, maybe every 3, 4, 5 months, just grab a random cigar and poke it at the foot.
Because I really think that's more of like a gimmicky stuff than actual usage. Because like, let's say if you poke it in there, it's just like meat. When you grill your meat, when you put the thermometer in there, different area has different amount of temperature. You know, it's not unifying. You gotta poke all the sides just to get the like an average temperature, right? So when you poke the cigar, it's the same thing. You know, like sometimes the first stick in there, it might give you like a it's like one more thing to drive you paranoid, because when you poke in there, it didn't get the number that you want. You would think that the cigar is in trouble.
Yep.
You know? And all those things, all
one
those
more
data
thing to worry
is what
about.
drive you. Yeah, it drives you paranoid. You gotta think, oh my god, I poke in there, it's showing 80. And it might literally means that, you know, whatever, like the touch literally earlier was a little bit more wet than not. And you driving this 80, holy crap, I'm gonna open my entire humidor and let all the air, cigars out there to air. You know, that's one thing that would drive you paranoid. I think that we shouldn't pay that much attention to that. So long as, again, the lower it is, you're fine. So long as your cigar not cracking, you'll be fine. You know, to keep that much data, to like constantly monitoring your you know, Boveda butter and stuff like that, just look at it jumping up and down, it'll drive you crazy. It will really well. You know, and the only time I think it justifies to use any of those meters is when you're seasoning your humidor, because that's the time where you can tell whether or not the humidor is properly seasoned, and that's it. Once it's properly seasoned, you don't have to worry about it. And the next time, you know, every so often, maybe 2 years or so, you re-season it. That's the time you use it again. That's the only time you really need to pay attention, right? I know a lot of people has perfect humidity, right? And for whatever reason, the meter is wrong, and they were, you know, they have the unit in the basement in the dry ass weather. It was showing like 75-80% humidity. It drives them crazy. They like try to find out why. After 5-6 hours of looking for why, realized that it was the meter went bad. You know, if you look at your cigar, you look at it, it's not that wet, it's not dripping, it's not molding. I think that's good enough. I mean, you know, you gotta open and close every day. You gotta see that spike all day long, every time you open one.
Yeah.
Right? Every time you open one, you gotta see the humidity drop crazy amount, and then you close it. And you're not gonna go like, okay, this particular spike is when I go pick up a cigar today. You know?
Yeah, I've noticed that when I open my humidor and check my sensor, it'll have like a spike, either a spike in humidity or a dip in humidity. And then it'll go back to the normal because my humidor is already seasoned.
Because we have members where, like, you know, I think they posted that today I had to throw away an entire box of cigar or something like that because he molded. But you think that this member doesn't have like a monitoring system where to see the humidity is at 70-70? It's 70-70. well, whatever the number he is there, he's monitoring it every day, but he still molds. He still molds. That number doesn't tell you that your cigar is safe, right? You can have cigar mold at any percentage of humidity. So long as it's humidity, it can mold. It's just how easy it is, whether or not you have mold spore, right? If you got a cigar from a fridge that has mold, even though that cigar doesn't mold, the moment that you put in your humidor, you're at risk of that entire humidor to mold. Because it's the sport that's doing the job. You know, all you have to do is oxygen and some moisture. In fact, colder weather rather than warm weather. Cold weather was more likely to get you mold than warm weather. So, you know, that's. Do you want to have that much craziness to deal with, and all you want to do was to enjoy? You know, like, when's the last time you put a hygrometer in your fridge? You eat those food every day. When's the time you actually look at how much humidity is in your fridge? You don't, right? But you know, you're not worried about it. If the food looks moldy, you throw it away. Right? Same idea for the cigar. You know, you smoke cigar relatively often, just like you open your fridge. You know, if you see one moldy, you treat it. If not, it's in the safe place. You know you already have the Boveda pack. The Boveda pack is monitoring it for you as much as you can. So, you know, anything spike, temporary spike and stuff like that, you're not gonna worry about it. Just like your fridge, you're not gonna worry about it because, you know, if you put one in there, you gotta go crazy because some people is gonna open that fridge all day. You gotta see those kind of spikes. You're like, oh my god, my brand new can of caviar is gonna go moldy. No, you're not. So, yeah, I think that's just one stress that you don't have to add to your life.
But going back to the whole humidity inside of the wine doors, the humidity will hold a hell of a lot better in a wine door because it has that refrigerator type seal than it will in a wooden humidor.
I honestly like a wooden humidor because the wood will actually regulate some of those moisture.
I like that too. And I will also say I have a aging humidor inside of my wine door because, okay, when I have my humidor, okay, I literally have a 20 count, 25 count humidor inside of my wine door that I put cigars in there that I want to age. The humidity is at a 100% constant all the time, 65%, whether I open the door to the wine door or not, that humidor stays shut. So we all know cigars love a constant. So if you have that constant, it's going to help your cigars age in that environment and eventually taste the way that you want them over the next couple of years.
Also for aging, that means you have to put your cigar in a wooden container. You know, those cedar wood is what ages your cigars. So if you just get a wine door with those like steel rack, it's not gonna age your cigar. It just keep your cigar at constant. If you want to age, you need that Spanish cedar. You need that wood condition to kind of get that that flavor of the wood into the cigar. So you know, that's another thing to think about. You're putting in a container. If you don't have a wooden tray or wooden box, you're not really aging that cigar.
Right. I mean, I've had people even mention on popular cigar podcasts that keeping your cigars in a winador will not age them as much as if you were to have them in a wooden humidor.
Because of temperature too. Because colder temperature doesn't allow them to ferment, doesn't allow them to, you know, age as they should. So there's something that there's pros and cons, right? So yeah, the fridge looks great, you know, put all the lights in there, beautiful. But at the same time, you need to put wooden tray in there. So
we'll see y'all later.
All right, have a good night, man.
You too.
All right.
We'll see you, Albert.
So you need that, you know, everything has pros and cons. So if you absolutely have no choice, you live something like Arizona where the temperature is always above 100. Yeah, you need a wine door to cool it down. That makes sense, right? But like if you don't need it, your place is relatively cool. You know, within 70 degrees most majority of the time, you don't have to worry about that all that much. Like yeah, if you want to use a wine door or a fridge or something like that, You don't even have to plug it in. In fact, I think you'll save you some money to just buy a non-working fridge. Non-working fridge as a container. Like you don't even need that compressor. Just put it in there. It will seal. Like, you know, that thing is made to seal all the air and moisture in there. So long as you have a fridge that does that, you're fine. You don't even need that. You'll probably save yourself a lot of money by getting one of those Coca-Cola large fridge for $99 where it doesn't function, but then you can store your cigar in there versus one that you will need to. I bought mine, the heater and the cooling version of it. And I don't even plug it in anymore. I don't even plug it anymore because my house temperature is constant. It's not gonna go above 80. It's not gonna go below 60. That's constant. So I don't have to worry about the temperature really, right? If I'm not gonna worry about the temperature, what is the point for me to plug it in, right? I'm just plugging it in there, forcing the fan to stir that air that shouldn't have to, right? So it's just become a storage. In fact, because of that particular humidor or winador feels small to me because I can't put boxes in there. I had to put in the tray. And when you guys know when I buy cigars, I buy them in the box.
The box, yeah.
So how do I store my cigars? This is how I store my cigars. In the box on the floor. That's how.
What's your humidity inside your home though?
45.
Okay. Do you keep any Boveda packs inside of the boxes? I
do keep a Boveda pack in there.
Okay.
But I wouldn't worry about it so much as the Boveda pack dried out. I recharge them once every 2 weeks. They won't go dry. But I recharge them every 2 weeks. I'm not gonna worry about too much because so long as there's some moisture, that's comfortable.
Right.
I'm not worried about it. You know, I know that so long as I know there's two things, right? No bugs, no mold. Then I'm good.
Right.
You know, so
that's all that really matters.
Yeah, no bugs, no mold. I'm good. Then they will stay there for Now, if I prefer to smoke them, like for example, if I pull out one, it smells bad, like it just doesn't burn right or whatever. Then I can just put that box with another pack of Boveda pack in there, fully charged, and it's gotta rehumidify that box of cigars. I mean, these boxes were made to transport these cigars. They will host humidity. So, with the exception with paper boxes, they don't. But wooden box, they were made to hold humidity. So, I wouldn't worry that much. They were made to store cigars.
So you mentioned putting your cigars in an old fridge with that seal would be fine. So my lounge here in McKinney, Martine, you know this, they had a pipe burst last week, and they had to pull all the cigars out, and all the locker members had to go, and we had to get our cigars. And my New Air, I've got the New Air 400, that thing is chock full. So what I did is I ended up taking my Yeti cooler, and because I had 140 cigars, I packed them all in the Yeti cooler, and then threw a bunch of 65% Boveda packs in there, and I put my Butler in there. That thing has maintained 65% humidity and 62% temperature.
A lot of people use the cooler. I personally don't like to use the cooler because cooler has that smell to it. It has that plastic smell to it. But a lot of people use cooler.
I worried about that with the smell, but it's only going to be for a week or two.
Yeah, short term is not going to be a problem.
Hopefully.
But I find that if I put it into large containers, I usually, majority of the time, forget I even have that box. So.
I mean, it's not even that. I mean, with those coolers, if you're really worried about the smell, just take some baking soda and some water, scrub the shit out of it, and it'll be gone.
But baking soda will also leave residue. So.
Well, yeah, you just clean it out.
You gotta wipe it out after it dries. Yeah.
It's all preference, right? I mean, I feel like in terms of storage, there was no issue for me to store the way I want because I have so many boxes. So I just have them sit on the floor, stack it up, and then they never give me problems. So I actually have more cigar mold in the fridge than now. Like if I put it anywhere outside, it never molds, never have bugs. But if I keep it in a humidor or a fridge, winador, it will mold sometimes. I have the entire tray not molded because it's in the fridge.
Oh wow.
So I mean, it's just personal.
Do you
preference.
rotate your
Say that again?
in the fridge? Do you rotate your cigars very often?
This is how I do it, right? If it's in the box, I just turn the box upside down. That's how I rotate my cigar. Right? So a stack of cigar on top of each other, I just literally take them like this. That's how I rotate my cigar. Now the top and the bottom swapped, right? If it's in the tray, I basically take the top row and I take the bottom row out and just spread it to the bottom row. But when it sits, it usually sits like this, right? But when I rotate it like this. Does that make sense? So usually put cigar first row like this, 4 fingers, and then you put another row on top of it. But when I rotate it, I will rotate it like this, well, more like this, so that they are pressured different way and then airflow differently. It doesn't take a long time. Literally, just that's it. And I used to, like years ago, I used to take them all out, lie on my sofa, like enjoy the look of it, and then see what I have, and maybe keep a count and stuff like that, and then just like put them back in the backward order, right? But now I just like, you know what, I smoke them faster than I can put in there like that. So, the ones that I put in the tray, I usually single out. Like I only have 1 or 2 of them left, and those I put in the tray. The rest is in the box. By the time I finish the box, I know exactly what you ordered, and I filled it back in the box. So it's our preference. And I mean, to this point, I really feel like a lot of those things, unless you're someone that sells cigars, that you have to, take account that you gotta send those cigars out and all that stuff, or somebody's gonna open your humidor 50 times a day, you don't have to worry about that much. Like, I really think that you don't have to worry about that much, right? Because in the end, the plus 5%, minus 5% isn't gonna kill the day. I really think that. So, because there's no way to have a constant. Think of this, okay? Like, the fridge might have 30% humidity. The moment that the compressor kicks in, the humidity dips, and then it goes back up again, right? It's never gonna be that constant. And the only way to keep it constant is if you don't mess with it. And the more you mess with it, the more you want to keep up with it, the more you look at those data, the more you end up touching it, and the more likely something will go wrong.
Yeah, like with my compressor humidor, I ended up putting all my cigars from my 300 count to this 840 count. And when I put my sensor in the compressor humidor, I've got a Govee. So it literally has a graph that shows you the dips and the rises. And it dips all the way down to about 62%, and it jumps up to about 71%. So the cigars are right around the 64, 65%, which is perfectly fine with where I want it to be.
Yeah, so you just need to have a relative idea that the cigar is okay. Like I said, it's not wet, it's not dripping wet, right? It's not molding, there's no bugs running around. Then you're fine. I mean, you're probably smoking the cigar. Now, if you didn't go to that point and you have way too much cigars, see that? That will drive someone crazy. That will drive somebody crazy.
Yeah, it goes down to 62%, 62.5 or something like that. It jumps up to like 67. So my cigars are right around the 64, 65%.
You know what I'm saying? That number is never gonna be that constant. You're not gonna get a flat line ever. So there's no point. You just have to make sure that you have those things looking okay, and then you are standing within reason. And if you have too much problem with it, that means you're not smoking your cigar fast enough. Start smoking more, right? If you have so many cigars sitting there, end up getting wet, end up getting bad, you need to smoke more, right? You need to buy less, smoke more, or find other storage that will not keep that much humidity. Like I especially when you have Cuban cigars, I will leave there like with the cap open. I don't give a shit, because Cuban cigar actually like less humidity. I'll be able to leave that like sometimes I use these like cigars as my ashtray holder. I just leave it out here, right? I don't really care about them. They are prone to mold, so they actually don't like humidity. just leave it out here. If they were dry, if I feel like take one out, they feel really dry, put another Bovita pack in there. A couple days later, you're fine, right? So the best thing I can tell you guys is literally don't worry about it. Really don't worry about it. All the story online about their cigar molding, destroy a tray and stuff like that, those happen very little, and it happens because you didn't pay that much attention to your cigars too. Like if you don't look at the reason that you open it up is all mold is because you haven't looked at it for months.
Right.
So if you open it every day, try to smoke it, you will notice which ones start to mold, which ones start to have issues. Smoke that one right away, you'll be fine. Anyway, 11:04. That's it for Wednesday. I think today is nice. I actually feel like we have a good conversations. I mean, more manageable. I get to talk more. That's a good thing. All right. So, that's it for tonight. Like I say, the coffee sampler thing is SoySauceAssassin sampler is on Little Guy Cigar Shop. Martin already got his coffee, so he doesn't even have to worry about it. He just, is the coffee grinder there yet?
The what?
Coffee grinder over there yet?
Yeah, I got a grinder today.
Yeah, start grinding those things and drink that shit. Anyways, so we'll talk about more on Saturday. What we're gonna do about giveaway and stuff like that. We'll talk about on Saturday. Everything else, I think that's it. Have a good night, everybody.